Hey and welcome. Thanks for tuning in to my YouTube channel. This is Jonathan and I'm going to be walking you through installing LVP flooring in this room right here. Man, does that look good. So let's dive right in. Right now what I'm doing is I'm taking a grinder and I'm grinding away at the floor leveler that I had previously installed. The floor leveler was installed because the floor was not level, not flat. And so with LVP flooring, generally you want to have no more than a 3/16 dip over 8 or 10 feet. So I had a lot more than that in this room. I installed a lot of floor leveler. But what I'm doing is I'm grinding away. I've got a diamond disc on this grinder with my shop vac attached to it and a shroud around the blade so it doesn't kick up a lot of dust. If you don't have the shroud, you will kick up so much dust, it's unreal. That shroud can be purchased for about 50 to 70 bucks at a big box hardware store, and generally they fit all the different makes and models. And you want to do this because it just produces a smooth floor. Your floor leveler will only get so flat. Okay, so I installed my vapor barrier, and definitely if you have a slab, you definitely want to install a vapor barrier. I've got a crawl space, so it was just kind of an extra precaution. Now my kids have come in to help, and I'm gonna train them and teach them to be a hard-working young men. So let's watch and see. If you want to skip ahead, go for it. The rest of the video, there's some more tips and tricks and about another 2 minutes into the video. Go down here. Okay, right there. Grab this piece of flooring. Right here. And we walk it back and forth. Grab it. Okay, so time lapse again, and I'm about to show you in real time installing the next row of flooring. So here I'm just, I've got my starter piece. Generally you use your end piece as your starter piece. So whatever you cut off of the previous row, you use on the next row. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But I got that installed. And as I grabbed for the next piece, I noticed a little a rip at the corner there. And so I'm just putting that piece aside and grabbing the next piece. That piece will be used as a starter piece. But check every row or every piece. Make sure it doesn't have any nicks or scratches in it, and check that the click lock system is all intact. Otherwise, if you install a board with a chip in it or something like that, you'll regret that later. And I'm using just a rubber mallet to kind of just hammer that in place. The rubber mallet is highly recommended, but if you don't have a rubber mallet, taking a normal hammer and putting some duct tape on the end of it, several layers of duct tape, can make it so that it won't scratch the flooring when you hammer it in. Now we're coming to the last and final piece. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it like it's supposed to go in. Then I'm going to flip it 180 degrees and pull out my pencil and make a mark of where I need to cut it. And I'm spacing it about 1/8 of an inch off the wall. You want to always leave 1/8 to 1/4 of spacing so that this is expansion and contraction. And that's pretty standard in installing all LVP flooring. Take your speed square and a utility knife, make several slices right there. I'm just scoring it basically, but I'm going to do it a couple different times, and then basically you're just going to break it. Just like that. And now I've avoided having to get out a tape measure and mark and everything like that. This just speeds up the application. Alright, if you've got a small little piece that you can't break with your hand, you've scored it. So now you're just going to take a pair of pliers and just break it just like that. And that's a pro tip for you. Okay, so you need to make a notch piece. Well, rather than grabbing out your tape measure and doing all kinds of measuring, what you're going to do is you're going to pop that piece of LVP into its track, get out your pencil, and make a mark. And again, I'm spacing it 1/8 of an inch away from that corner because I need that expansion and contraction. Now I'm going to line it up with where the flooring is ending. And I'm going to get out my speed square and put it against the baseboard and make a mark. And now I'm going to pull that 1/8 of an inch away, basically towards me. So I'm creating an 1/8 of an inch gap for expansion and contraction once again. Connecting the lines and make sure I mark it so that I know which piece is being cut off. Bold the line, and now let's go out to the cut station and you can watch me cut it. So out here at my cut station, I've got my jigsaw set up, and take a note of how my boards are set up. I've got my 2 boards right there set up so that my jigsaw can pass between them and the blade won't go hit any wood or anything like that. Yet the LVP is securely placed on both sides and securely supported on both sides.